Good morning. I'm feeling today very like my work has been busy recently, and it's the start of well, it's not the start. I feel I'm well into tourism season now, and and because I have an Airbnb, it's a lot of work. So all of these things have been kind of spinning and spinning. And today, I just feel like everything's settling. So nice feeling. Happy June. I was thinking this morning, I don't know if anybody has those kind of good luck practices. When I was growing up, my mother was always a fanatic about on the first of the month, you had, and some people say rabbit, rabbit, rabbit. For us, it was white rabbit. And you had to remember to say white rabbit because that would give you good luck for the entire month. So I don't know if anybody else has things like that in their lives, but I think I woke up at like 2 in the morning. I was like, oh, white rabbit. It's June. Anyway, so hopefully I will have good luck, and I wish good luck to all of you. This is our last class of the season. We're winding it down, and the good news is you are all capable, talented, resilient humans who have the ability to keep going with programming. And if you are missing facilitation, you've got access to an entire library of stuff that goes back years. So find what you like. And if you can't find something, send me a note and let me know, and I'll try and locate it for you. I'm going to take some time over the next few months and do some more work on my own practice. And hopefully, if people are interested, we'll be back together in the fall. So I know everybody appreciates breaks. Me too. So for today, we are going to do just a combination of some flow and some pieces that, again, fairly easy. We've done them a bunch of times. You should be familiar with them. And the benefit of that is these are pieces that you might be comfortable with as you unpack your home practice over the summer months. Exciting. So just starting this morning on your mat, just kind of settling in. Just really kind of deepening your breath, connecting with how you're feeling. Again, just noticing without judgment what's going on. So maybe you're going to soften your eyes or lower your gaze. I like to close my eyes at this time, and that just lets me get into myself and kind of push back some of the distractions so I can really kind of tune into, what's going on in my body, what's going on with my breath, and what's happening on that kind of deeper emotional or spiritual level. So I invite you to sit with the breath just a little bit longer this morning. And after that reflection that we were kind of starting with, that idea of where are we at today, what's going on, this is a really great time to think about, is there something that you want to shift? So do you want to set an intention for today? And the other thing that's always important is, what do you want to leave off your mat? So what's kind of been maybe hanging on to you that you don't really you don't really feel like carrying it on your back for the entire for the entire practice today. So whatever that is, just put it on a shelf. And take a few more deep breaths. And let's open the eyes. So this process, from my perspective, is really important. That kind of taking the time to check in with yourself. I for many years tried to do a little bit of an unwind at the end of the day, kind of making peace with the day and just that sense of mindfulness, like, okay, that all happened. I have no idea what tomorrow is. Let's just let's just be cool with it. But now I find, probably as I'm getting older and life is becoming more complex, when I get up in the morning, I also want to make peace. I want to make peace with myself. I want to start the day in that space of what's going on without judgment and just accepting it and really seeing it for what it is. There are little things I can change, great. And if not, I know what I'm working on. And then I grab my coffee. So while we're in our seated position, just gently rolling your head from shoulder to shoulder. What I'm making peace with this morning is stiff neck and shoulders. I grabbed one of those ergonomic pillows, and boy oh boy, it's weird. I'm not sure it's feeling good. And bringing your shoulders up, back, and down, and just lengthening through the neck. So maybe a little side to side here, slowly back and forth, looking over shoulders. And then relaxing. Good. So from here, we're going to start to kind of move up and down. So I invite you to kind of come into a little bit of a wider squat. Now, if you are not comfortable flat foot, you can modify by tucking something under your heels, or you could try and do this up on your toe base. So what I'm going to do is just kind of wiggle in here. It's almost like a frog posture. So I'm lifting up onto my toe base now and pushing my elbows into my knees. A little bit of twisting back and forth. I'm really getting a nice sense of what is tight. And again, tight's not bad. A lot of our musculature and connective tissue needs to remain fairly tight to keep us safe as we move. So I'm going to settle back down here onto my heels. Again, if you need something tucked under them, that's fine. And then I'm going to grab a hold of my toes using my rabbit ears, my bunny ears, and the theme of white rabbit or rabbit, rabbit, rabbit. And then I'm actually going to push my bum up, and I'm going to come into a little bit of a modified forward fold. So my knees are a little bit bent. My head has dropped. I'm going to take a couple of breaths here, really feeling the hamstrings. And then very slowly, I'm going to start to sink back down into that squat position, making sure my chest is lifted. I'm going to add a stretch, one hand on the floor for support, reaching up. Reach, 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 looking at that hand, bring the hand down. Other side, reaching. Just kind of exploring the range of motion. Hand comes down, fingertips to toes again, pushing the bum back up. Take some breath. Drop the head. Coming back down. Let's do that again. One arm reaching up to the sky, really lengthening here, maybe twisting back, opening through the chest. Keep breathing and bring the hand down. Moving to the other side. Reach, 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 opening here. Lots of deep breath. Really kind of enjoying the challenge of working through the tension. And let's push the bum back up into the air. Maybe pulling a little bit closer into this fold. Remember to keep the head dropped. Hello, Ted. Good morning. And if it's comfortable, once more, coming down into the squat. This time, if you're feeling stable, both arms can come up. See if you can think about dropping that tail. Feel like there's a weight on the tailbone pulling down, creating space in that low spine. And then hands back to the feet or toes. Push the bum up into the air. And you can do a little bit of a ragdoll here, just kind of hanging the torso and arms and head forward. Maybe you walk around to one side, a little bit of a twist. Maybe walk around to the other side. And coming back to center, let's slowly tighten through the core, keeping the tail tucked, rolling up bit by bit by bit by bit. Coming all the way up, slowly pulling up through the arms, and then nice release of the shoulders down. Excellent. I'm going to bring my feet a little bit wider apart. Shoulders come back nice and tight and tucked through the core. Tail tucks under. And let's, throughout this, try and remember this notion of like pulling up through the string in the top of your head and bringing the chin back a little bit, which I'm at an age, and I mean, I've always been blessed with chin. but as I get older, this is where life is hanging out. And so I know good posture means pulling that chin back in, but oh man, anyway, there's got to be a better way. But we want to do that because so much of the time our head is kind of slumped forward, like kind of this, but you want to get it up there so it's that nice, I guess not quite straight, but nice stacked spine, so to speak. Cool. Okay, so with everything in place here, we're going to start to do some little twists. Just very gently letting the body open up. So I'm trying to twist from kind of from the waist up here. And if you're feeling comfortable, you can pick up the pace. Let your arms be free. Maybe pick up the pace a little bit more. And then slowing it down, let the arms just relax and drop. Roll the shoulders back and back. Really enjoying this range of motion. I'm doing this on a breath, so breathing in and out, in and out, in and out, bending the knees as I go, making a big deal of this. And relaxing for a moment. Let's reverse that. So breathing in, shoulders come forward and out. In and out. In and out. In and out. Little shake. Excellent. Good. Let's bring our feet a little bit closer together. Shoulders back, hands to the thighs, and come into a little bit of a squat. So my butt's coming out, Of course, my butt always wants to scoop up, so I'm gonna tuck her under, tighten that, and take me through the core to hold it in place. And now with my hands on my thighs, I'm gonna inhale for a nice cat. And then exhaling, rounding the back, really tucking the tail, chin to chest for cow. Breathing out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Breathing in. And exhale. Breathing in. And exhale. A couple more of these. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Then rolling up all the way. Nice. Take a moment. I'm going to take a sip of tea because that's how I roll. Take a minute and see how you're feeling so far. I can tell you, Ted is feeling great today. Very playful. Normally during class, he sleeps somewhere else in the room because it's one room. So he's normally on another sofa, just having a little rest while Jeff guards us, all of us. Please consider yourself guarded by Jeff. But today, Ted is up for the joy. So nice to have him behind me. I'll move so he can have a little bit more spotlight today. Okay, so we're going to go through the flow that we've been doing kind of bit by bit by bit. I started doing this a while ago because it was a nice kind of version of, or a nice kind of substitute to doing a typical sun salutation. And with a typical sun salutation, you've got all those chaturangas down, and it's really hard to kind of mindfully supervise that in a virtual environment. So I don't like to do that in my online classes. So we're not. So this is a modification. Plus, I think it's super fun. First time through, we're going to go slowly. I want you to pay attention to how you're feeling about kind of opening up through the body. So opening up through the hips, opening through the chest, and opening kind of intellectually and emotionally, thinking about what's possible and feeling really confident as we build the speed of this flow. So I'm going to start by facing the wall. Feet are probably about a little bit closer than hip width apart. And starting nice and tall, again, tuck that tail, which I say to remind myself. And let's sweep the arms up over top of the head. Big breath in, lengthening nicely here. And then a slow swan dive coming down. And just touch your fingertips to the floor or whatever feels possible at this time of the day and the practice. Drop your head, breathe. And then float your hands up to just beneath the knees, roll the shoulders back. Nice flat back here. Again, it's a great stretch just through the pelvis. And then bring your fingertips back down. I'm going to step my right foot back. So we're coming into a lunge. Now, if your bum is way in the air, try and sink it down. I'm up on my fingertips, that helps. I'm trying to keep my shoulders back. Long neck. Gaze is up and forward. Good. Okay, from here, this is a fun part. I'm going to drop my back foot, kind of bringing it out on an angle. Really feel the strength in the front leg. And then we windmill up right into a warrior two. The minute you lift into this posture, you're going to feel that thigh going like, what the what? So just embrace it. We're going to wake it up slowly. Nice deep breaths here. If it's feeling comfortable, you can reverse this, maybe just bring it all the way up, nice length here, or you can bring it back further. Might be a bit early for me to do that. We're going to shift this into an inclined plane. So one arm comes down, resting gently on the thigh, the other arm, really strong straight line from the side of that bottom foot all the way to the fingertips. And then here we open up, lifting the chest towards the sky. All right, let's bring the hand back down. Twist that back foot. So we move back into our lunge. Step to a down dog. I say step, really, I mean drag. Drag my foot back. Play in your first down dog. Maybe bend one knee, then the other. And lots of deep breath. Walk your hands back to your feet. Root to rise. Grab that energy, bring it up, 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 up. Reaching. Let's bring the hands to the heart. This is where I get pull all the hair out of my face and mouth. Nice. So nice and tall, just taking a moment here to breathe, making sure you're feeling okay. And then a few little quick adjustments. I'm going to bring my left foot out on a slight angle, and right foot is going to step forward. So we're starting here in pyramid. Both legs are straight. I'm going to bend into my front knee. So of course, this is approaching our warrior one. Sweep the arms up, tucking your shoulders, pulling up here if it feels good. Not, you could keep your hands on your hips. And think about what's happening in that left hip flexor. You're probably feeling a nice stretch up the front of that thigh. That's great. From here, I'm going to bring my arms down like they're super strong and they come back. And then I hinge forward into a humble warrior. Really think about that stretch on your left calf. Hopefully it feels good. If not, come out of the posture. Tight core, sweep back, up, up, up. Bring your hands to the heart. We're going to step into a tree pose, second position. So the foot is beneath the knee. So my left foot's pressing into my right shin. And in this posture, tight through the core, lift up, support through that standing hip. Tuck back through your chin. Making sure the tail is tucked. Few more breaths. And then bring the foot down to the floor. Sweep up with the hands. Looking at the hands as they connect over top of your head. Lengthen here. Lean into the right side body. And as you're here, make sure that left shoulder is rolling back. So you want to open up through the chest. Lots of breath here. Coming all the way to center, lengthen again, and then move to the opposite side. Opening up through the chest on this side, really enjoying the release, the space. All the way back up. Exhale. Starting to swan dive forward slowly. Touching the floor. Lift to a flat back. Again, tuck your tail. Good stuff. And then bring the hands down to the floor. We're going to go through the other side now. So my left foot steps back, way back. And take a moment here to think about where your butt is. If it's way up, sink her down. Take some extra breaths. My knee is in my armpit. Long neck. And then I'm going to bring my foot open to the side, windmill up, open to warrior two. Lots of deep breath here. If you want, bring the arm up to the air, starting to do a reverse warrior. You can lean back if you're ready. Back to your warrior two, then move to incline plane. So resting on that front thigh, and the other arm sweeps up and over, remembering to twist back, opening up through the chest. Lots of breath. And then bring that hand down to the floor, come back into your lunge, and back to downward dog. Walk the hands back. Lengthen. Reaching up. And then bring your hands to the heart. Take a few breaths here. Let's bring the right foot out on an angle. Left foot steps way, way forward. Nice triangle pose, or sorry, pyramid pose to begin. I'm lengthening and pulling up through the core. Tail is tucking under. I love sneaking a peek at folks and seeing the corrections and the wobbles. This is excellent work. Sink into your front knee, warrior one. Add your arms. And so again, think about what's happening in this front hip flexor. Boy, I tell you what, there's a lot happening in mine today. You can stay here, or you can start to pull those arms back nice and strong, humble warrior. I love this posture and the strength it takes, and that's exactly the model of humility that we need to remember, right? Humility is hard. It takes strength. It takes control. Sweep yourself back up. Bringing the hands to the heart, and then step that right foot, connecting it with the left leg. Second position of the tree pose. Keep your chin up. Gaze is up. Tuck the tail. Allow your breath to deepen here. And then drop the foot. Sweeping up. Lengthen. Tuck that tail. Leaning into one side. All the way to center. Lengthen again, and then to the other side. And lengthen. Nice and tall. Let's sweep it down. Swan dive. Surrender into your fold. And then lift to a flat back. Tuck your tail. Shoulders pull back. Lengthen through the neck. Fold and surrender again. And then sweep up. Connect the hands and bring them to heart center. Release your arms, bring the palms forward, and just soften through your face as you tighten up through the body. We're going to hang in mountain for a few breaths. And as we are here, I want you to think about what the heck is happening in yourself. And as you do that, I'm going to turn on some more lights. It just got really dark. Okay, so take a moment while we have one or two more breaths in mountain and reflect. What's going on? What the heck is happening? How are you feeling after that flow? I can tell you I'm feeling aware. I'm feeling aware of the tightness that I didn't know was there. But it's okay. I welcome it. I earned it. Mind you sitting, but whatevs. I earned it. And are you feeling discouraged, or are you feeling ready to tackle that flow once more? Understanding it's not about perfection. Forward is a speed. Bring the hands to the heart, drop your shoulders, and again, just allow yourself, especially if you are feeling frustrated or that this is more of a challenge than maybe you're ready for today. Just acknowledge how you're feeling. And then when you're ready to do it again, let's come back to the front of the mat. I'm going to switch directions this time. Alrighty. We're going to pick up the pace a little bit as we go through it on this round. Doing our best, sweeping up, nice and tall. Exhale, forward fold. Touch the floor. Lift to a flat back. Hands back down to the floor. Step back with your right foot. Enter into your lunge. Drop the back heel down, and then we sweep up to our warrior two. Open up through the chest. Really express the pose in the best way you can. And then we move to a reverse warrior. Slowly easing back. And then flow it forward into our inclined plane. Take a moment to lengthen, pull through the fingertips. Imagine you're pulling a string from that bottom foot, that back foot, all the way up to that pointer finger that's in the air. And then bring that chop hand down, bring back into your lunge. Push back to down dog. Make some minor adjustments. And then walk the hands back. Pull the energy up. Bring your hands to the heart as your left foot steps out on an angle, right foot steps forward into pyramid. Chest is proud and lifted. Move into that standing lunge. Add arms for warrior one. And then move to a humble warrior. Sweeping back up slowly. Bring the hands to the heart. This time, as your back leg moves forward, just lift the knee in front. Pause here for a moment. You have a choice. You can move into a tree position, second position of the tree pose, or you could move into a warrior three, which I'm going to do, but I'm gonna move slightly so I don't put my head through a wall. Take your time. Find the posture that works for you. Find your breath. And then coming out of that, we're going to sweep the arms up over top of the head, leaning into one side, all the way up, and to the other side, and up. Swan dive forward and down. Lift to a flat back. Hands come to the ground. This time your left foot steps way back, coming into that lunge. Take a breath here. And then open up that back foot so you can windmill up nice and strong. Warrior two. If you're feeling the fatigue of this smile, breathe more. Let's move to a reverse warrior, maybe just pulling up, maybe arching back. And then moving to the inclined plane. Again, think about that stretch that's happening from back foot to fingertips. And then coming back down to your lunge. Move to down dog. Walk the hands back, lifting up. As your hands come to the heart, the right foot steps out on a slight angle, left foot steps way forward. Pyramid. Coming into your lunge. Warrior one. And then humble warrior. Sweeping it back up. Grab some energy as you pull it to the heart, lift the back leg up and forward. And then move into second position of the tree, or maybe warrior three. And then releasing, sweeping all the way up. And pulling to one side. Back to center. And to the other side. Back to center. And sweeping down, big deep swan dive, touch the fingertips to the floor. Lift to a flat back. Touch the floor. Sweep all the way up. And bring your hands to the heart. Holding and breathing, maybe closing the eyes, reflecting on how you're feeling. Good. Excellent work. And you can just release and shimmy shake. If you've got a beverage, grab it, grab a sip. So I've said it before, I'll say it again. I go through that quite often. I really enjoy that flow in the mornings. I can kind of go from bed to the mat. I I have to take the dogs out to pee first, but literally I'm just doing this in my pajamas. Usually while the kettle's boiling for my coffee. It's not uncommon for me to do 3 rounds. The first one's always really slow, and then I pick up the pace for the next 2. Then I'll do some twisting, and then yes, often I skip the Shavasana, grab my coffee, and it's, 30 minutes or so that's gone by, and I feel really ready to take on the day. The nice practice. I want to go through with you very quickly, and apologies for the rush, but one more flow that we haven't done for a while, but it's great. And so if you didn't quite love that one, maybe you'll love this one. The one posture I want to show you first is a wide-legged downward facing dog. And I'm going to show you it from the side so you get a sense of what has to happen in the hips. And I'm hopeful that I'm not just going to scooch my mat and face plant. If that happens, you're in for a treat. Okay, so my feet are quite wide apart. I'm going to sweep my hands up. Some of you know how to do this, but if you are not familiar with it, basically we bring the hands down to the floor. We walk them forward. Here's the part that really is impactful. I'm going to actually, from here where I look like I'm kind of a dinosaur, I'm going to push back into my hips. So from forward, you push back so your ears are between the arms. And then your hips are holding the weight of this posture, not the wrists. We walk back and we come out of this. So we're going to be doing that posture, and then we're going to be going to and fro out of an archer, an archer posture. And the archer is just really a warrior 2 stance, one arm out, we pull across, think bow, arrow, ping. So that's what we're going to do. So please join me, starting with a nice wide stance. Feel the pressure on the outer edges of the feet. You want to really kind of be pushing outwards here. And then we're going to sweep up together. Take a huge deep breath in. And then as you exhale and swan dive, really dump the breath out. Just a Good. Return to a normal breath. Walk your hands forward as far as you're comfortable with. The hands are going to be about shoulder width apart or hip width apart, whichever. And then roll back into your hips. Ears are lined up with your arms. Take some breath. Walk the hands back. Tight through the core. Sweep all the way up. Connect your hands. As you release and open up the arms, palms are facing down. Open up through one of the feet. I'm choosing my left to begin. And then ease into your warrior 2 posture. Cool. Okay. Make sure the chest is open. Make sure you're pulling between the fingertips. I need more space. I'm going to pull one arm back here. So it's this nice pull. And I'm going to rotate the front hand, hard to see, but my thumb is facing up. So I'm pulling forward, pulling back, opening up through the chest. Feel the shoulder blades coming together. Lots of tension, sinking deeper into the pose. Sweep up, release, straighten the foot. Exhale, swan dive forward. Find the floor. Walk the hands forward. And then again, roll back into your hips. Take some breath. Let the head hang. Walk your hands back, rolling up, lifting up, whatever we call it. Open up through the arms. Palms are down. Rotate the other foot, sink into. I'm a very wide and deep warrior two here. That's what feels good for me. Do what feels good for you. Turn it into the archer, pulling and pulling. Look over that thumb on the front hand. Take a couple of breaths, tuck the hips, sweep up. Swan dive forward. Walk forward with your hands, roll back into the hips. Walk back, sweeping up, opening to a warrior two, turn it into the archer, gaze over that thumb, and then we sweep up. And swan dive down. You can start to feel how you can really kind of pick up the pace on this if that's what you're into. Walk your hands forward, roll back into the hips. Walk your hands back, lifting up here, opening up through the arms. My stance is so wide now, it's a little bit ridiculous, but that's okay. Warrior two, turn it into the archer. And then releasing this, lifting up here. One more time, swan dive forward. Walk the hands out, get comfortable, push back into the hips. Bring your hands back, rolling up. Reach to the air, bring the hands to the heart, and then find a way to get yourself out of that stance. Excellent work. Good, good, good. Okay. Come on down to the tummy. Ease onto your mat here. So I'm starting with a little bit of a Sphinx pose. I will use this as an opportunity to remind you of the huge benefits of the Cobra kind of postures. And just really, if at all possible, try and introduce those into your day. My rule of thumb is 3 rounds of 10, and it doesn't have to be all together. In fact, it rarely is. I usually try and do morning, sometime during the day, and in the evening. And it feels great. All right, I'm going to settle down. I'm bringing my hands back. Elbows are up. If you want to just do a baby cobra, you can. In that case, you'd just be peeling the shoulders up and back, not really using the arms. I'm going to use my arms. So I'm going to lift for 1 on the breath and exhale slowly down. We're not going to do 10, don't worry. Let's lift. This is 3 and down. Gonna inhale for 4, lifting here. Head comes back and down. And I'm gonna come up for 5, and I'm gonna push into a child's pose. And sinking towards the mat. If you need more space, open up through the knees, maybe rest the arms on each other, rest your head. From here, pushing up, and allow yourself a moment to kind of sweep the legs out as you move into whatever position works for you for the Shavasana. Maybe it's flat on your back. Maybe it's with knees lifted. Find your relaxation. Deepen your breath. Do a bit of scan, a bit of a check-in. Just notice what's going on. Slowly bring the knees to your tummy and give yourself a nice hug. Bring the legs up into the air, flex your feet. Cross left leg over right, bend at the knees and pull in. Stretch the legs back up into the air. And this time, I don't know, maybe right over left, whichever you didn't do the first time. Cross those legs, bend at the knees, pull in. Releasing, bringing the knees to the tummy, arms come out to the sides. I prefer like a cactus. You might prefer something else. Either way, I'm going to lower my legs to the left-hand side all the way to the floor. Head looks the opposite direction. Shoulders are pressing down. Breathe a lot. And then slowly coming to the other side. Back to center. Pull the knees into your tummy. and move up to a seated posture. Take one more moment or two here, just sitting nice and tall. Close your eyes, check in with yourself. Notice how you're feeling. If you set an intention at the start of the practice to shift something today, think about if it shifted. And then allow yourself an opportunity to just understand that the greatness that you feel is yours. You made it, you did it. And all things considered, not a huge commitment of time or effort. And now the rest of your day should be simply remarkable. Let's bring the hands together in front of the heart. I thank you so much. It's been joyful hanging out with people on Sunday morning. I always hate to wrap up a session for the season, but we're at that point that if I don't, people are just going to start to dwindle and feel bad about doing other stuff. So enjoy your break. Don't completely forget about your practice. Just visit it like a summer friend. And I'm always a text or DM or email away, and I love hearing from folks. So keep me posted on all the greatness in your lives. Thank you again. Namaste. I look forward to seeing you in the fall.